Hello, everyone. I'm Cecilia Mascolo. I am Professor of Mobile Systems in the Department of Computer Science and Technology, and I am Deputy Head of Department for Research. And I'm here to give an introduction about our PhD program. I'll share my screen. So the department is loosely composed of these research groups. However, the research groups are very flexible and not very much bubbles by themselves. People are, in fact, part of more than one research group quite often. And this results in a community that is more interdisciplinary within computer science than you would imagine by the description in this graph. We do quite a bit of research, as you can say, is very varied on very many topics. We do collaborate with many other departments, especially for more applied research. Computer science is really becoming an enabler for research in other disciplines. So the numbers of PhD in computer science, this is in the picture, you see the cohort of last year. We had 43 students last year starting, and this year we don't yet have a picture. I guess we could have put a Zoom picture here. We have 47 plus 3 starting in January. A total of 180 students doing their PhD at the moment, many of them writing up and almost done. Will be submitted in weeks, I imagine. So how does it work? How do you get admitted to the PhD program? Well, usually we admit candidates who would have had a master, possibly with distinction, as well as a very good first degree result in their first degree. We ask the candidates to produce a research proposal, and this can be done in consultation with a potential supervisor. So my suggestion is that you try to browse the list of academic staff in the department and try to contact them and agrees with kind of topic will be of interest. Other important aspects that are looked when we look for students is have they published, as they've given us evidence that they can do research already, that they know what research is. That is a big plus, especially for some of the groups. We, of course, make sure that they can read, write, and speak English. The writing is important. Research is about communicating. The presentation is important. We need people able to talk and explain their research. The academic admission is separate from the funding. We have various funding deadlines depending on your nationality. So look up the web pages for that. Most of the deadlines are around early December, I have to say. And the university has a variety of funding pots. And again, that might depend on your nationality. And again, the website has lots of information over this. The offers that can be made are academic, so based on the academic admission requirements. And those usually can be conditional, and they're based on the fact that we expect you to perhaps get a distinction in June, or pass your English test and find funding for the PhD. And at some point, when all these conditions are met, you will have a confirmed offer and you will be able to start your PhD, usually in October, but you can defer until January. But what is really a PhD? The description of when a doctoral degree should be awarded is in the words on the slide. So we talk about significant contribution, introduction of new knowledge with respect to what I would call state of the art, developing new theory or revising new views. So creating knowledge, creating new ideas and new interpretation, or validating something. Work that should be of the standard to merit publication, I highlight that it doesn't mean it needs to be already be published. It will be published as a PhD thesis, most importantly, but the level of the value should be such that it could be published. Have evidence of acquisition of knowledge and understanding of techniques that are used for research and of advanced academic inquiry. And of course, quantity-wise, about 3 years of work is difficult to estimate. This is how the university is giving guidance about. I would say 3 technical pieces of contribution for each of one of the 3 years. A PhD is really an apprenticeship in research. And we say this because you cannot learn to do a PhD by simply staying and writing and reading books, but it's really something very applied that you need to do with skills and with the guidance of someone that can look at your work and assess it and tell you, explain how to get better. So it's really almost like an apprenticeship in stonemasonry. If you have been to Cambridge, of course, you would have seen King's College, and this is an apprenticeship in stonemasonry. And the apprenticeship means that you will learn to do this slowly by carving stone and by improving your results. And eventually your thesis will be a very beautiful piece of equivalent of a piece of stone carved and put on, you know, a bigger chapel. And we hope all of the PhD students will get there. But your first paper, your first contribution won't look like that. It will look a little bit more rough, and that's okay. But that's how you learn, and that's your supervisor will help you say, "Oh yeah, you should have carved this better. You should have added this little petal there," and that's how you learn. And I find this metaphor really, really useful. The first year is probationary, and the students are only registered with a certificate of postgraduate studies in computer science. And after a first year viva, you are transferred to a PhD. The first year viva is based on a report that you write in the first 9 months of your PhD, which shows that you have learned to start to do research, you have done a piece of research, and you have a plan for the future. What happens to our PhD students after their PhD? Well, some go to industry, some go into consulting and industry, or in other non-industrial, non-commercial organizations. Some go into industrial research, and some go into academic research and then become academics like me. But I should say, given computer science so versatile, is becoming quite a very flexible discipline, this is just a subset of all the possibilities. So if you have questions, this is my email address, and I hope you can direct questions to me also by email if you end up having some in future. I hope to see your applications to our department, and I hope to see you in Cambridge perhaps in the future. Thank you very much.